Today, we're diving into a massive shift in AI, one that's taking it way beyond the keyboard and, well, giving it senses. Forget just typing things out. The future of AI is all about seeing, hearing, and really understanding our world in a totally new way. Let's get into it. For as long as most of us have been using AI, this has been the reality. It's a world of text boxes and carefully worded prompts, right? We all got pretty good at translating our complex world into simple words for the machine. But that whole way of doing things, it's shifting, right? Now. The old AI was kind of like having a conversation in the dark, limited to just text going in and text coming out. But this new AI, it can see, it can hear, and it can process information in its native form. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a huge leap from a single sense to a multisensory intelligence. So, to really get our heads around this, here's the plan. We'll start by talking about what it even means for AI to get senses. Then we'll define multimodal AI. We'll break down the big three: vision, voice, and text, and take a quick peek at what's next. Then we'll look at how it's actually being used and wrap up with what this all means for the new conversation we're about to have with our technology. Okay, let's kick things off with a big idea here. This isn't just about getting shinier, better tools. It's about completely rewriting the instruction manual for how we use computers. So this is a concept called collapsing workflows, and it's a huge deal. Just think about something that used to take a bunch of steps, like you take a screenshot of a bug, you upload it to a chat, then you type out this long description of what went wrong. Now, that's just one step. You just show the AI the screen. We're literally removing that whole translation layer between us and the machine. Which, of course, brings us to the main event. What does multimodal actually mean when we're talking about AI? At its heart, it's actually pretty simple. A modality is just a fancy word for a type of data, like text, or an image, or a sound. So, a multimodal AI is just a system that can understand and connect all these different data types at the same time. It's not just taking in multiple things, it's blending the understanding across them. So how does this even work? Well, this is the real magic. The breakthrough wasn't just building bigger models. It was teaching them to map all these different kinds of data into one shared conceptual space. So inside the AI's mind, a picture of a cat and the word cat basically become two sides of the same coin, different ways of expressing the exact same idea. Now, while there are a ton of potential modalities out there, there are three that have really matured and are powering pretty much all the cool applications you're seeing today. Let's break them down. First up, vision. And we've come a long, long way from simple object recognition, like an AI just saying, "This is a car." No, now we're talking about real visual understanding. I mean, a modern vision AI can look at a complex financial chart and tell you the trend, not just spit back the numbers. It gets spatial relationships. It knows the cup is on the table, not just that a cup and a table are in the same picture. It can even infer context, like figuring out that a super messy desk might belong to someone who's really stressed out. And this just nails it, doesn't it? All that friction, all that effort of translating what we see into words for a computer, it's just gone. You just show it. The efficiency gain here is absolutely massive. All right, let's move on to the second member of our trio, voice. And just like with vision, this has evolved so far beyond its original job. We're not just turning speech into text anymore. Today's voice models can actually pick up on the emotion or sarcasm in your tone. They can tell different people apart just by their voice. A customer saying fine through gritted teeth sounds totally different from someone saying it with a smile. And now the AI finally gets that crucial difference. And finally, we have text. Now, text hasn't gone away, not at all. Its role has just evolved. It's now the reasoning engine, kind of like the connective tissue that makes sense of everything the AI sees and hears. So for instance, a vision model might see a red light in a photo, but it's the language model that understands the implication of that red light. Stop your car. So that's the core trio, but believe me, things are not stopping there. This whole landscape is expanding like crazy into some really fascinating specialized areas. We're seeing AI learn to understand 3D space, which is absolutely critical for things like robotics and augmented reality. It's learning to read spreadsheets and databases on its own without us having to translate everything. And it's even learning to process these super specialized languages of science and art, like the complex structures of proteins or the notes on a sheet of music.
Okay, this is all really cool theory, but how is it actually being used, like right now? Let's check out some real world applications that are already here.
In media, you've got video platforms that can watch the scenes and listen to the dialogue to create instant summaries. In healthcare, an AI can analyze an x ray while at the same time reading the doctor's text notes to help spot something that might have been missed. And there are these incredible new accessibility tools that can watch someone use sign language and translate it into spoken words in real time. Amazing stuff. And for anyone who makes stuff, entire workflows are being totally transformed. A designer can literally sketch a website on a napkin, and an AI can turn that image into working code. A developer can just show the AI a screenshot of an error, and it'll suggest a fix. Or you can just describe an idea you have, and the AI will generate the perfect visuals to go with it. So when you pull all of this together, you start to see that the implication here is so much bigger than just having better software. What we're really witnessing is the birth of a brand new kind of conversation between people and machines. For decades, we've had to learn the computer's language, right? Clicking icons, navigating menus, all of that. Multimodal AI completely flips that script. The computer is finally learning to understand our language, the natural, messy, multi-sensory way we actually communicate. It's a new interface for interacting with information itself. And a perfect example of this is a concept called visual grounding. Instead of trying to type out that kind of tall red building in the upper left corner of the picture, you can just circle it on your screen and ask, "What is this?" The AI gets the image coordinates and the text question together, and it anchors your words directly to the pixels on the screen. It is just so incredibly intuitive. So the future really isn't about choosing between vision or voice or text. It's about building systems that can use all three as fluently and naturally as we do. And the really big question this leaves us with is this. As that future arrives, how is it going to reshape everything about how we work, how we create, and how we connect with the world and with each other?